Hi, my name is Chandra Zeman-Belinsky. I'm with NDSU Extension in Burleigh County. I have my grab and grow bag here that I grabbed from school lunch, and this is an instructional video to help you assemble it, put it together at your home. This is a project that is put together in partnership with Bismarck Burleigh Public Health through Bismarck Public Schools. We also have a great partner that has a separate video that shows you about growing in an outdoor environment, Glimpse of the Prairie. We thank them too. That's a separate video on the same link and on the same webpage. So here's my bag. The only thing that'll be different is that you'll have more soil in your bag. So we weren't going to use that for purposes of demonstration, the entire amount. But you should have, I think, maybe up to 2 cups. But use what you have to plant your 2 types of seeds. So the idea is, sure, you can plant these outside, or the idea is to give you an idea of how to start container gardens in your home, because this is the time of year to do that, to let them germinate in ideally 70-degree temperature environment. So I have a couple different options that you can use. So I'm going to pull out all the stuff I have in my bag, okay? Get the dirt off of it. So I have 2 types of seeds for the most part. I also have another type of seed here that I'm going to use, soybeans, okay? My instructions and a popsicle stick to remind you of what you're planting. So here we go. So I have my instructions here. You can just follow that, and it's super easy. Really, you don't have to have a bunch of structure to it. So you take the container that you want to use. These are great, by the way, because they disintegrate. So if you can find that this is just a drink cup holder with smaller holes, you can actually just put this right into the ground, and you don't have to transplant it like you would out of this. But for purposes of demo today, I'm going to use this. You could also put it under here. If you get this is just a solo cup, and it looks like an 8-ounce cup, maybe 6 ounces, I think 8. You can place several and use this. When you take it outside, just cut it apart and plant it in the ground. But today, let's just use this. Okay, so I'm going to dump all of my dirt out so you don't make too much of a mess. Okay, a little bit of a mess, which I'm okay with. Okay, now the next thing here says water the soil until it's damp. So you actually want this to be pretty damp. Okay, this is nice soil. Okay, I would say right now, out of my water container, I probably used 2 tablespoons maybe of water at the most, but you can just do it until it appears to be damp. So plant your seeds in the soil, and so here's the neat thing about the seed packets. I also have radishes and some flowers. Most of your kits will have a vegetable and a flower, I think. So this particular radish on the back of the seed packet says the planting depth is about a 1/2 inch down into the soil, and so you'll follow that even in your seed kits here inside the house. This one actually says about 3 inches down, and it actually tells you to till that far down. So kind of use your judgment. You can actually go a little bit more shallower and a little bit shallower in your cup. So today I'm going to use the soybeans, and we're going to follow the 1/2 inch depth. And so after I have the water here in my soil, I'm going to take and plant 3 seeds for the soybeans. Just follow your packet suggestions. And I'm going to use my popsicle stick. I'm going to actually break it in half because I'm probably going to have 2 things to mark. And so I'm going to use this and put it about a 1/2 inch below the surface. And then, so what I like to do is actually, when I go to mark this here, you can either use a marker, and I'm going to write soybean on it. You can also take, if you have used all of your seeds, and just cut a little hole or tear a little hole in the bottom and use this to mark it, and if you don't want to use a marker, so it's a fun tip. Okay, so here's my soybeans, and actually I'm ready to go. Now, in order for the environment to stay moist, it does recommend to cover with cling wrap or some type of saran wrap, so I can do that. If you stay on top of making sure that this is moist, you may not need to do this step at all if you don't have any saran wrap. Okay, so we'll do that quick. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to leave leave a little air, but you can do it entirely if you want. And really that's it. So a couple of tips to observe on the back. So follow along and keep track of it. Thank you.